If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed! A child shall lead them!
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. As you can see here, hail to the extreme underground! Hail to the epic underground! This is an alliance meeting, where we are going to be doing 4 songs, dear listener. Okay, the next one. Sacramentum.
When the Night Surrounds Me is the name of the song. I like that title.
When the Night Surrounds Me.
Shout out to Kellendross, again, the leader of that crew. Going all the way back to 1996 with this one, Sacramentum is a classic band from Gothenburg, Sweden, that mixed melodic black and melodic death metal with symphonic flourishes. This was off their debut album, Far Away from the Sun. And the lyrics are right up there for you if you're interested.
Mashallah. Okay, here we go. Sacramentum. When the Night Surrounds Me. Let's do it. Whoa, Sacramentum. Shout out to Vlad, DJ Vlad in the house.
Right.
You know what this reminded me of? We're down by that little beach thing, and we were talking about moving to Florida.
Okay.
But then you talked about Alaska,
Oh my god.
and I was like, "Yo, 6 months of darkness. I would love that shit."
Man.
And this lyric right here. Look at this lyric right here. I can feel the night caress my body with its beauty and the cold, dead light.
I knew that was where you were going right
From the moon upon the black sky, subhanallah.
there. Night is all around me as I drown in delight. Oh, night, I am overwhelmed by thy majestic might.
That right there is crazy. The
The
cold, dead light from the moon. That's interesting because, like, if you think about the light of the sun,
Yeah.
it brings you warmth. So,
Yeah.
like, you're feeling the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But the moon, I've never heard anybody say, like, I feel the moon's light.
I do, though.
Yeah, but you really don't. You don't feel the moon's light.
No, I do, and it feels cold to me. And you're looking at me like that, like, oh, well, whatever, babe. I know. I go and I stand under the moon. I've done it many times, even this year alone.
Just talking about scientifically.
Oh, I'm saying, well, I don't know.
The
I feel
moon
like
doesn't
that kind of.
radiate- doesn't radiate any kind of.
No. It's an internal feeling, and
Yeah.
it makes me feel cold.
Right. What I'm talking about is like actually feeling the sun.
Oh,
and
yeah,
actually
yeah.
feeling
you
the
will
moon.
feel it burning your skin. Yeah.
Well, or just warm.
Yeah.
But like you actually feel the radiation of the sun is what I'm saying. It's the moon. You can emotionally or esoterically
Yeah.
feel the moon. Absolutely, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's some weird. Wouldn't surprise me, especially with you.
You don't feel that when you go and you stand underneath the moon?
No. No, I don't feel the moon. Well, you know how my mind works. Like, there's got to be a scientific gateway to it somehow.
Oh.
If it's not, then like I look at it as like poetic and things like that. But like, if there's no like paper I can look at where it's like, oh, people feel, then it's probably a weakness in my overarching worldview. But I've got to have like some sort of scientific whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need that at all because there's so much stuff we haven't explored and we don't understand. Blah blah blah. For me, when I go in the sun, before I necessarily feel the warmth of its rays, I feel what it like does with me internally, and I feel warmer. I feel more joyful. I feel like it's gonna be okay. Whatever's bothering me is gonna be okay. And then I feel like the sun like starts in me and it travels through my veins and goes out to the ends of my fingers and the tips of my toes, etc., etc. And I feel the same way about the moon when not if I have all the kids with me and everybody's crowding around me and talking and all. I cannot experience the moon that way. It has to be silent, and you're just quiet, and you're just under the moonlight, and you're just looking at the moon, and then I feel like the cold of it. And I know that there's no life on the sun that we know of. I don't know, it'd be pretty ridiculous if something was on there, but it feels alive, where the moon feels it feels cold. And and I feel it go through me, and I can see and feel the beauty of the moon like a sad song, but it does make me feel depressed, where the sun never makes me feel depressed.
The moon makes you feel depressed?
Yes.
I've been looking at the moon almost nightly ever since I heard Don Hoffman, who, in my opinion, is a genius, literally look at the camera with a dead-ass serious face and say the moon is not there when you're not looking at it. And he's dead-ass serious, and he's got the math to prove that. So,
Is that Michelle's baby?
Yes, it is.
She's adorable.
That's the updated pic. Look how big she's gotten, subhanAllah.
Yeah. Stop doing that in and out. It's making me feel sick. The way that she's got her little hand, it's like she's like,
I'm gonna adopt her. Yeah, I love that. I love that poetry. I don't know. I really don't know what it actually says about me, but I was out there last night and I looked to the left and there was like that blue tinge of like morning is coming. I was like, oh, this sucks so bad. I wish I could have, Kai is saying 6 months of darkness isn't fun. Like,
oh God, I
would love that. I would love it. If it was up to me, I would literally like, just stay in. I'd have blackout curtains. I would stay in my room, get my guitar. I broke another one of my strings. Son of a bitch. And I got those thick gauge strings, so because I knew I was gonna be chugging on that bitch. But anyway, yeah. But if it was up to me, I really believe I would enjoy that 6 months of darkness. I really, really would.
We're like polar opposites on stuff like that.
Oh, I know.
Like before, whenever I would, in my previous house, the moment that I would wake up, the very first thing that I would do is go around and open up every shade in the entire house because I needed this. I often feel very depressed in the mornings.
See, because the morning. If the morning never came, then you wouldn't be depressed.
No.
Right?
No, I feel better once the sunlight comes in. I need the morning. I'm probably depressed because I've been sitting in darkness. But you like the shades drawn all the time. And where we live, there's a lot of people around, so you do have to kind of have the shades, covering the windows. But holy shit, it's exhausting for me. Very, very, very difficult. And it's so interesting because, I see what he says. Night is all around me as I drown in delight. I drown in it's too much darkness.
I very much enjoy. I very much enjoy darkness. I love it. I also love.
I like some.
It probably has to do with my extreme introversion, because that represents to me
everybody
aloneness, solitude, quietness. I can think. Obviously, that kind of gets sidetracked when I load up the guitar and stuff. But I try not to play it because you and stuff. Maybe I'll just move it to the basement.
No, please don't do that. I would rather wear earplugs and have you there than you being gone. When I wake up, and I wake up a lot because my body's uncomfortable, I wake up and you're not there. It makes me very sad.
This is a crazy line. If I could, I'd kill the sun and give the life to the moon.
God.
That's a good line. Yeah, I'm not certain about what exactly that says about me. That I really, it probably has to do. There was a very, very. We'll talk to you later about it on the walk. It was when I first came to this country. I must have been 4 years old, and I remember something very. It's weird, how vivid those memories are. But, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that blue kind of tinge when it's going from.
I don't like that time.
I can't stand that.
Sometimes I see it when I stay up late with you, and I'll see it coming through I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that sucks so bad.
I don't like that.
But back in the day, I used to hate it because it meant that I got 2 hours of sleep and then I had to do a full day of work. Now we're on the rock stars, in the rock star schedule, and I hate it just as much. So the work really isn't the issue. It's, I don't know. I saw a Twilight Zone episode one time, and the guy was he basically said, I wish there were no people around and all I had was my books. And it was one of those be careful what you wish for things, because the guy woke up and there were no human beings around.
Oh, God.
And it took him a couple minutes to figure out, what had happened. And he was so happy. He was reading his books and all this. And then his glasses broke. So it's basically... because all he wanted to do was read his books. And then his glasses...
Oh, that's awful.
Which I thought, Mr. Lipinski was see, the moral star. I was ridiculous. He couldn't... There's no... He can't find any glasses shop or anything like that. He's condemned to be blind for the rest of his life. Ridiculous. He could feel his way around and find a pair of eyeglasses. Mr. Lipinski was like, man, shut the fuck... Just sit down. So I'm not really sure.
Wait, along that line, I have to say, there is a question that I've never been able to answer all of my life. And Okay, so I hate being alone. Like, to be alone, completely alone. Like, when you watch these shows and, like, somebody finds themselves completely alone and there's nobody else around for miles and miles, that to me is really horrible. So I ask myself the question, would you rather be the only person left on the planet? Or would you rather be on the planet with bad people?
Oh, that's easy for me.
You're going to take alone on the planet.
I would be alone. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure. I'm not for myself.
Oh no,
alone completely.
You would be with the bad people, and then you'd find some way.
You would be with the bad people.
You would find some way to make them good or something like that. That's how your mind is so powerful. But this guy, he, I was really feeling what he was saying. I feel the night caress my body with its beauty, the cold dead light from the moon upon the black sky.
He wrote it very beautifully.
I'm like, that's where I'm at. I love that
When
shit.
night slowly spread its blackened wings and I breathe out chilly, moist, and mist, I experience an obsession of evil which I worship. What was he talking about?
Well, I mean, night people usually, and biblically this happens. Night is usually associated with evil. Light came into the world and men loved darkness because their deeds were evil. So, darkness there is obviously a theological sort of thing, but I mean, this person, it looks like he says he opens his vein and all the rest of it. So, it's not a good situation. Like the night is not having a very good influence on this fella. Under the mighty wings of blackness, I deny my earthly existence. Embraced by the nocturnal paradise, I will forever belong to the night. I just, it makes me say, like, bro, did you have to take it to that degree? You have to jump off a bridge? Like, you can find ways to enjoy the darker side of things without, denying your existence. That's pretty crazy. Vlad says, I like human interaction in limited doses. After a few hours, even with people I consider friends, I gotta get the fuck out of there. It just drains me. Yeah, that's the same thing for me, man. Like, I gotta... Which is, like, my guitar, it's funny because, like I said, like, I relate to the guitar like, it's like another person, you know what I'm saying? And, right now, it's really frustrating me, but, yeah, I don't know necessarily what that says about me, because, like, I like, the introversion aspect of me is definitely explicable that way, but there's also just the plain, I love the darkness, like, aesthetically speaking, not just, because it means everybody's quiet and whatever, and I don't have to deal with human beings. It's just, aesthetically speaking, I love the vibe. I love the feel of it. So, I mean, I don't know. I've always been like that. I remember I used to be a little kid. I used to be downstairs playing Mario 2. And my whole family would be upstairs. I could hear them, whatever. I'd be downstairs in the basement, and I would turn the lights off. Like, I would be down. I was like 6 years old, downstairs in my basement. Nobody else was down there. Everybody was upstairs. I could hear the whole world up there. And I would turn off the light. I would be there for hours. I mean, I would sit there till I beat the game, and then, I'd start from start to finish, almost every night. Like what I do with Madden. But I would like make sure I got away from everybody. We had another room upstairs, like that was free and open. It had Nintendo. Nope, I wanted the Nintendo downstairs in the dark in the basement. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why.
I picked the brightest room in my entire house. And even though it was also the hottest room, that's where I wanted to be because I needed the light. Open up the shades. Sometimes I have dreams that I go back there and the lights won't work and they're too dim. I'm like, no, I can't do that. We need a lot of light. A lot of light.
Okay, what do you get the song?
I don't like the vocal style. I just feel like it just ruins. But that's the type of music that it is. And so I feel bad, like, giving it a low rating because I don't like it, but it is my opinion.
Well, that's the entire reason that you have a rating scale. It's your opinion of what you like or what you don't like.
I know. I don't like that vocal style, and I feel like, wow, that was such a beautiful track without that vocal style. Then you added that in, and it just became.
So what did you give it, Yarasu?
6.5.
I give it an 8.8. It was a good song. It was a very, very good song. It's an 8.8, mostly for the lyrics, for show. We have more songs on the way, dear listeners. Stay tuned. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go. Yeah, Michelle, reimagining your base worldview and things of that nature definitely is a scary thing, but you know, like the scripture says, there's no fear in love, and perfect love casts out all fear. So, if you're being paralyzed or terrified, you can know that that's not God's will for you. The new absurd album Schwarz Bande is good, like high quality. Do you guys collect vinyl? I bought 2 albums on accident. If you have a P.O. box, we do collect vinyls. Actually, you know what's funny was Jim from Slipknot gave me a vinyl.
In a second here.
Jim from Slipknot gave me a vinyl of Iowa, and he signed it.
Where is it?
That at the time was the pin. That's when I decided I am going to be a guitarist.
Really?
Yep. I got my first guitar because of Head, and then when I went to the Slipknot show and I got to meet, I met both of them. I met Jim and Mick, and I was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for hanging out with us. Whatever. Jim said, give me a second. And he went to the tour bus.
Oh, man.
And we were about to leave, and then he jumped off the bus, and he's like, hey, guys, this is the last one I have. You know, I don't have anything. We didn't ask him for it. You know how I am with it. We didn't ask him for anything. He just gave it to us. It's unfreaking believable.
That was before Vin and Sori.
Oh, yeah. That was after 9/11. SubhanAllah. That was like 20 years ago. Holy shit. I cannot believe that.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah, it's September 11, 2001. It's 2022 now. So, yeah, that was 20 fucking years ago.
All right, you guys, which Mountain Nighthawk is next?
That's mind-blowing to me. That's absolutely mind-blowing to me that was 20 years ago. All right.